I just couldn't believe how professional and competent ProBuild were from the get-go, really. As soon as you meet this team, you know you're dealing with professionals, you know you're dealing with people who are the real deal, and from there it was no looking back. We bought the property here in 2021. It's always been a house that we've loved, we've known in the area for a long time. It was our dream house. It's beautiful, listed, Queen Anne style property, but internally it was very, very outdated. When we took the property on, the vision that we had was to kind of build a family home that was comfortable day to day for 4, 5 or 6 of us, but could handle our extended family coming and staying very often, which could be 15, 20 people. We quite like modern interiors, which in a property that's built in 1903 was going to be a challenge, really. I contacted ProBuild for a number of different reasons, actually. So first of all, the scale of the project that we had, we needed a contractor that we felt could handle the scale of the project. Now, we contacted a number of different very large building companies and contractors, some of whom decided it was too big a job for them, some of whom didn't even contact back, some of whom came around and quoted up. We'd heard of ProBuild through Google, really. We'd also then been on the website and seen the reviews, seen the awards. They came round and did an initial survey with us, talked to us about kind of what we wanted to achieve, the kind of style of home that we wanted it to be. From there, then invited us to their head offices, which no other contractor did. Once we'd then gone into the showroom to have a look around, we were blown away by what we saw. I mean, I don't think I've ever been to a building showroom quite of that standard, multiple kitchens, multiple bedrooms, cinema rooms, outdoor garden space. It was just amazing to see what they were capable of. So that was one standout point. The second thing that we found with ProBuild was that communication was just above and beyond any other contractor that we'd contacted. And like I said, these are very, very big contractors who do lots of work in the local area. And I just couldn't believe how professional and competent ProBuild were from the get-go, really. It was really refreshing, to be honest with you, because both my wife and I, we're both professionals and we get stuck into the detail of things. And with this project being our forever home, we were both heavily involved in it. We needed to find a contractor who could almost keep up to that standard. We'd done designs, we had an architect ourselves, we had a QS ourselves, but we really needed someone to take that vision and bring it to life and just take it up to the next level. ProBuild, after having conversations with multiple different contractors, were not only the only company that we felt were competent enough and professional enough to handle that, but head and shoulders better than anybody else that we'd spoken to. And this is pre any work starting. This is right at the start of the project. I'd never seen a contractor who could do so much in-house and had such a big company and such a big workforce in-house rather than subcontracting. And that was really refreshing as well, because that's one of the main reasons we went with ProBuild, is because it was an all-in-one solution. They had all the contractors and all the workforce in-house, so there wasn't any micromanagement situations with subcontractors, which in experience is where things can fall down. And after having gone to the showroom and met Barham and Tammy and Alex, as soon as you meet this team, you know you're dealing with professionals, you know you're dealing with people who are the real deal. ProBuild actually picked up on a few things that we hadn't thought about or considered. We had an architect who had done fantastic designs for us. Barham came around and compared the site against what we had planned on our architectural drawings. Now, this is a listed building, so windows, etc., we weren't able to change any of that, so we had to kind of be creative as to how we could improve the efficiency in the property, and that was a concern long term as to how well are we going to maintain efficiency in a property that's single glazed, etc. And Barham suggested looking at loft insulation and roof insulation, which is something that we'd never considered, really. And to tell you the difference that has made, it's absolutely incredible. We have a second floor that has bedrooms there, and that floor, thanks to Barham's advice, has stayed warm now, and it's been fantastic, both efficiency and also just long term for the house. This is our forever home. It's just a really, really thoughtful decision there. There's also other decisions such as how to lay out certain bathrooms. We'd had designs, and then after having conversations with Barham's about positives and negatives of those designs, he suggested perhaps a different layout in certain bathrooms and different support structures to ensure that the property was safe. Having that level of professionalism to look at architectural drawings, taking those apart and making them better, which again I just don't know if other building contractors are able to do that. One of the great things in terms of the whole project, seeing it throughout, was the touch points and the contact points that we had with ProBuild. We would have a fortnightly site meeting on a Monday, booked in the diary, scheduled, with Alex and the relevant project managers. Alex and Wes would meet and we'd walk around the site and sign off where we were meant to be against the schedule at that point. And as that project developed along, the different project managers came along, and that helps for multiple reasons, because it's a great checkpoint fortnightly to check the project is going as you'd hoped it would be. We identified if there was any snags or any issues happening well ahead of time. And it also gives us peace of mind as clients, because you know that the project is on time, or if it isn't, because not everything goes to plan, you're well aware of why and what the causes of that might be. So for example, in one of these meetings, one of the planned plans in this house was to initially try and plaster over the existing walls. The wall was just falling apart, essentially. And Alex called me in to say, look, let's walk around and let's show you what's happening right now. And without that kind of one-to-one service and kind of reassurance to show you that there's a reason behind why we're suggesting these things, that made a major change in our kind of plans for the project and made us realise that we probably need to take some of the plaster internally down and replaster here, which was a really positive decision that was made. Having that touch point on a fortnightly basis, I just think is a really, really useful and critical part of ensuring that the project ran smoothly. If there's anyone considering using ProBuild in the future, what I would say is that you'll get three main things from them. You'll get peace of mind, you'll get honesty, and you'll get reliability. And for me and for us, when we were doing this house, that was probably the three most important things. We needed a professional, competent building firm who were able to handle a project of scale on time in an honest way, because projects like this are very extensive and there are ways that things can be done correctly and incorrectly. ProBuild throughout were totally transparent about everything that needed to be done, and certain things went off what we'd initially planned. We were always consulted and always shown at every stage why that might be the case. But generally, I couldn't really have asked for things to go more smoothly and to plan. And that isn't by chance. That's because of the way ProBuild structure, the way they do their projects, the people that they have, and the way that they touch base with clients and keep you informed throughout the project.